You're listening to WZYE 95.9 FM. You are listening to WZYE 95.9 FM, the most influential name in Caribbean radio in the tri-state area. Broadcasting from East Orange, New Jersey, the most influential name in Caribbean radio, WZYE 95.9 FM.
Nothing must stop you, yes. When God bless a man, Satan may attack you, yes. When God bless a man, he's gonna back you, yes. When God bless a man, that man must stand, he must stand AI. Who God bless, none can curse. His divine favor man can reverse. Can reverse. Even if they do their worst. Their worst. Hey. When God bless a man, nothing must stop you. Yes. When God bless a man, Satan may attack you. Yes. When God bless a man, he's gonna back you, yes. When God bless a man, that man must stand. He must stand, I say. If you answer his call, he will lift you up. If you fall, hey, hey, hey. If you fall, just give him your all. Your all, hey. When God bless a man, should be nobody. Nothing must stop you, my friend. When God bless a man, Satan may attack you, yes. When God bless a man, he's gonna back you, yes. When God bless a man, that man must stand. He must stand, I say, yeah. That man must stand.
Lord, you lift me up from the rubble, and you place me on solid ground. Though I'm weak, but you make me feel so strong. Hey, even though I may not be worthy of your mercies and saving grace, you
keep me as the apple of thine eye. Hide me under the shadow of thy wing. O Lord, my Savior. It's so hard to deal with personal struggle. It's so sad when you feel alone in your trouble. It's real hard when you want to talk to a brother. It's so bad because of how some look at you after. So Jesus, cover me while you fix it. Cover me while you fix it. Cover me while you fix it. Jesus, cover me. Cover me while you fix it. Cover me while you fix it. Cover me while you fix it. Jesus, cover me. Cover my head. Satan want me dead. Cover my back from human attack. So Jesus, cover me while you fix it. Cover me while you fix it. Jesus, cover me while you fix it. Jesus, cover me. People see you smile, but don't know the hurt that you're feeling. Even as God's child, at times your heart does be bleeding. Where can you go when you're really looking for healing? Who know how to flow when your soul needs some restoring? Lord Jesus, cover me while you fix it. Cover me while you fix it. Cover me while you fix it. Jesus, cover me. Cover me while you fix it. Cover me while you fix it. Cover me while you fix it. Jesus, cover me. Cover me home from evils unknown. Cover my feet so I'll never retreat. Oh Lord, cover me while you fix it. Cover me while you fix it. Cover me while you fix it. Jesus, cover me. Cover my brother, cover my sister, them who under pressure. Cover the preacher, every church worker, the young believer. Cover the worship leader and intercessor, every gospel minister. Cover. Jesus alone is the one who has the real answer. The one on the throne is the true and loving Father. He will hold your hand and keep you from going under. He will make you stand and let you know he's a fixer. Cover me while you fix it. Cover me while you fix it. Jesus, cover me while you fix it. Jesus, cover me. Cover me while you fix it. Cover me while you fix it. Cover me while you fix it. Jesus, cover me. Cover me mind. You know the struggle sometimes. Cover me mouth, that the wrong thing wouldn't come out. Oh Lord, cover me while you fix it. Cover me while you fix it. Cover me while you fix it. Jesus, cover me. Cover the Christian in the midst of aggression with the power of your right hand. Jesus, cover them helpless children. Jesus, defend them. Send help from heaven. Jesus, cover all them radio station that blessing the nation. Grant divine protection. Jesus, cover me.
Truer words were never spoken. The less you associate with some people, the more your life will improve. Anytime you tolerate mediocrity in others, it increases your mediocrity. An important attribute in successful people is their impatience with negative thinking and negative acting people. As you grow, your associates will change. Some of your friends will not want you to go on. They will want you to stay where they are. Friends that don't help you climb will want you to crawl. Your friends will stretch your vision or choke your dream. Those that don't increase you will eventually
decrease you. Consider this. Never receive counsel from unproductive people. Never discuss your problems with someone incapable of contributing to the solution, because those who never succeed themselves are always first to tell you how. Not everyone has a right to speak into your life. You are certain to get the worst of the bargain when you exchange ideas with the wrong person. Don't follow anyone who's not going anywhere. With some people you spend an evening. With others, you invest it. Be careful where you stop to inquire for directions along the road of life. Wise is the person who fortifies his life with the right friendships. If you run with wolves, you will learn how to howl. But if you associate with eagles, you will learn how to soar to great heights. A mirror reflects a man's face, but what he is really like is shown by the kind of friends he chooses. The simple but true fact of life is that you become like those with whom you closely associate, for the good and the bad. Note, be not mistaken. This is applicable to family as well as friends. Yes, do love, appreciate, and be thankful for your family, for they will always be your family, no matter what. Just know that they are human first, and though they are family to you, they may be a friend to someone else and will fit somewhere in the criteria above. In prosperity, our friends know us. In adversity, we know our friends. Never make someone a priority when you are only an option for them. If you are going to achieve excellence in big things, you develop the habit in little matters. Excellence is not an exception. It is a prevailing attitude.
Let me say a special hello to all the WZYE 95.9 FM listeners. Of course, ladies and gentlemen, it's in the village with the DAT Triplets on WZYE 95.9 FM. And we come to you every Tuesday, Thursday, and Saturday from 7 to 10 p.m. That's Tuesday, Thursday, and Saturday from 7 to 10 p.m. So, folks, I got to be with you for a very short period tonight. So let me bring in the person who's actually going to run the program tonight. No other than Thomas E., the Commissioner of Newark, Marshall Nesbitt. Tommy, how are you going?
Good. How are you?
I am fantabulously splendiferous.
That's wonderful. That's wonderful. Well,
yeah,
you have me riding solo for a moment or for the whole night?
No, for a little moment. So let me quickly do this. Let me get these superlatives out of the way. Of course, no other than Takesha was in first. You know, Takesha was in first. Yep. Good night, everyone. Takesha says, Anselm, good night. And Diana is going to be joining us a little late too as well. Takesha says, Diana, the storm. You know what I mean? The storm. Takesha says, Tommy, good night.
Good night,
says, Nara, Lana, Rose, Carice, Marsha, Miss Coover, Joan, Capiza, good night. Keisha was first, second, third, fourth, fifth. Albert, Vonnie, Ellis, Raj, Ulrich, Hailey, Troy, Chris, Tropic, Daryl, Rennie, Ken, good night. Takesha says, only love in the village, no room for hate or negativity, just love. Yep. Full 100. No, and of course, we have Nadia. It's always our first and our second between Nadia and Takesha. Nadia says, good night, everyone. Yeah, good night. Anselm, good night. Tommy, good night. All the good nights.
I like the hearts you used for me tonight, Nadia. Very nice.
Oh, God, Nadia give you more hearts than me, boy. Where is that one? Did I get any hearts? Let me see. Oh, God. Oh, yeah.
You get hearts.
You get white hearts, green hearts. Oh, God, all kind of hearts. Oh, look. Diana get yellow hearts, orange hearts. Oh, God, she put some pepper hearts in there too, yes?
Nadia and Takesha are the two sweethearts.
Yeah. Nadia says good night to Keisha. Hey, them rest of women go get upset to you, no partner.
Yeah, I love them all. I love them all. Trust me, but right. Nadia and Takesha, a special brew.
Yeah, Rennie said good night, WZYE family. Good love. Love is all I bring. Oh God, Rennie's the love man, but love man.
The village is a love place.
Yeah, there's a place for you to go when you want to get some love. All you come in the village, all you come on in. All you remember, no matter what t-shirt you're wearing an orange t-shirt, a mauve t-shirt, a gold t-shirt, come into the village, man. You're welcome. Right? Yeah, Rennie. I ain't lying, boy. To Keisha and Nadia and them punctual too bad, you know. Licking up all them male and them, boy. Ain't easy. Yeah, Rennie says, welcome good people in the village, a place of equal heritage. Diana will give you stale jokes and walls give you knowledge. Santi Manite, full 100, man. Yeah, Bishop Victor Philip in the house. Bishop, I'm coming off this in a minute here. Rennie, good night, my sister soldier. Who's your sister soldier there? I wonder if that's hey, look, Denise G on 2 years, boy. Denise Gaffer, boy. Denise inside early, boy.
Welcome, Denise. Welcome, Denise.
Yeah. Denise in easy, you know. Yeah, Jesus say, cover my mouth and hair, Jesus. Cover all those in the village. Cover my family. Cover my house, Jesus. That's what we going inside here, you know, Jesus to cover everybody. Hey, look, Albert Montano from Mississippi inside the house. Albert, your wife get your phone early tonight, boy.
From Mississippi, huh?
Yeah, from Mississippi. Wife phone game early tonight, boy. So Keisha said, cover Trinidad and Tobago, Jesus. And he said, cover Rowley mouth too. Oh God. Albert, we really a person get gunned down in Port of Spain, Henry Street, Independence. Oh God. Judy, welcome. Judy D, boy. Greetings, village families, universal blessing, guidance, and protection from all evil doers. It's painful indeed to see our tiny little island become lawless out of our control by criminal elements. Full 100, you know. It's no easy, but hey, Rennie, how you only saying good night to all the ladies? So Rome is burning while no one cares. Yeah, Albert, I think people care, but I wonder if the people in charge really care. You know? Tikisa, I really can't understand it. I have 3 police stations now, 1 big police post around Port of Spain and environs. All these set of gunfire. Well, Alexander. Where he is? I thought Alexander was new one in charge.
He's filming beyond the tape.
Yeah, he beyond the tape.
Right.
Yeah. Good evening to my Firefox, Ansem, Mr. Diplomatic, Tommy, and Lady Diana. Welcome to another beautiful, blessed evening. Yeah, man. Full 100.
Good evening, Judy. Good evening.
Yeah, Denise, I gotta go, boy. 1 minute. Tommy, go handle this story. Mr. Hines and the acting commissioner of police not addressing the situation. Too much of people living in fear. Now, Denise are going right now, as soon as I finish this year, but I'm thinking I'm coming up so fast. Troy Smith, you're inside, boy. Troy Smith. Why? Hey, but look at this. Tommy, you wouldn't believe this. Before
go ahead.
Eugene Julian is in at 7:15 p.m. tonight.
Wow.
That's the earliest you have ever come into the village. Earliest.
It's a good night.
Yeah. So he negotiated with his wife to give me phone a little earlier tonight. Oh, God. Eugene Julian, congratulations. I have to tell you that. Congratulations. You know what I mean? We had to send it to Trinidad to negotiate for the PSA and the unions. Because you did a good job. You know? You and Troy. Troy too? Troy early tonight, boy. Early. Denise say, yeah, I get buff, so I sign in early. Who buff you? Hey, look, Eiley inside too. Eiley inside. Oh, God. Someone just got shot on Prince Street, Port of Spain. Oh, God, boy. Oh, God, look. You see what Takesha saying? Takesha. All right, folks. Yeah, well, Eugene Julian say Wall Street, shut up. Go ahead. Go ahead. Eugene, you go ahead. I go text your wife, eh? Watch you. Go ahead. You go ahead and talk big. You're coming in the program to talk big. I'm going to text your wife and she go take away your phone. Right? And you know, in Trinidad, there's that 2 phone, digital and B-Mobile. You only have one, eh? Once you take away that T-Mobile phone from you, you can't get no V-Mobile, you know. Once you take away that T-Mobile, you're gone. Cancel Christmas for you, over. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
All right, so Tommy, let me step over a little bit. I will leave you to deal with this story until I come back. All right. So I'm gonna pause
Yeah, just
myself.
you can stop off for a minute, but Judy, you say a businessman got shot, gunned down this morning in front of his house. It's sad. A lot of guns. A lot of guns. Guns it seems to be the only way to resolve issues nowadays. But everything is for a time. It has to get better. I was looking at someone sent me a post today. This young man shot his girlfriend who was pregnant 18 times because he caught her fooling around with his father. So sad. I guess gun is the only instrument to settle disputes or disagreements. But be that as it may, everything is for a time. Nothing lasts forever. Now, Trinidad, recently we had a lot of floods, and people thought it was like the end of the world. But this global warming is so bad that in Africa, in Nigeria, it took 500 lives just like that and rendered thousands of people homeless. Look like it's not going to get any better anytime soon, because do we have a plan? Do we really have a plan to fix the global warming crisis that is hitting the world and truly taking the world by storm? Because that's what it's doing. It's killing. So if it ain't guns, it's the environment from the abuse that we meted out to it. But when things get bad and they hit rock bottom, there's only one way to go, but up. By the way, inflation is also a serious problem that's plaguing the world. I was looking at Forbes Advisor information here that I had in front. I have some in front of me, as a matter of fact. As of July, the U.S. inflation for the year was 8.5%, which is pretty high. UK was 10.1%, Canada 7.6%, China 2.7%. Turkey was like a runaway horse, because Turkey's inflation level was 79.6%. Australia 6.1%, South Africa 7.8%, Israel 5.2%. That wasn't too bad for some of the places like China and Japan, but for some of the other countries, it was high. Turkey is really ridiculous. If you're in Turkey, something that you could have bought for $100 last year, this year is what, $179 or $180? It's ridiculous. What are people to do? What are people to do? Judy, you say, whoa. It's more than whoa. It's put your hand on your head and bawl, my God, what is going on if you're in Turkey? I know you can't afford a turkey if you're in Turkey, because if it cost $100 last year, you're going to pay $200 this year. And that's July. Now it's what, October? By now, God knows where the inflation rates are going. But how is inflation driven? What causes inflation? It's demand driven. When supplies cost more, it creates inflation. There are a lot of wars, natural disaster, all adds to the inflation. So what are we to do? What are we to do? In Trinidad, we think things are bad, but there are things worse in many other places. Judy, you say humans are destroying planet Earth? Mother Nature is lashing back at us. Yeah, Mother Nature has to do some correction. But while the correction takes place, a lot of collateral damage will be incurred. So we have to deal with it. Tikisha says, Judy, killing comes like buying a soft drink in the shop. All I say is, because a life means nothing no more. People think it's like in the movies, you take a gun and resolve an issue, and next time you'll see the person to next week come back in another movie or so. But it's not going to happen. It's a lot more serious than that. Steve Trini Lopez, you're watching from South Trinidad. Good night to the DAT Triplets. It's no longer DAT Triplets, Steve. It's DAT Triplets. And a pleasant good night to you, sir. Now, Labby and Cappy were in a chat today and talking about, I think Labby was saying that we from the DAT Triplets and some of the persons that are away in the US need to come and do something about helping to fix Trinidad. But many of us have tried, and what did that amount to? Naught. For several reasons. Like I said in the chat, I tried, and due to a lack of discipline, it wasn't so successful. Because when you're trying to get people in Trinidad to work with us when we come down and we're trying to do things to help, they take it the wrong way. They think that we are slave drivers and acting like the master come back. When all we're trying to do is fix things to get some order, because if you have no order, I don't think you could make any progress. If you don't have discipline, I don't think you're gonna experience success. So for the most part, we have to do what we have to do. If we can't get what we want, then we can't succeed. Judy, what you said? Inflation. Oh, Steve said he said, okay, long time I've not logged on. Oh, okay, so you didn't know what's going on. Tikisha, it's truly heartbreaking what's going on with the planet. Judy, you say inflation is all designed by the government and businessmen of greed. Yes, there's greed, but then there are other things or other factors that motivate inflation, that causes inflation. And I think shortage of supply is one of those. And then demand, it was even suggested that in countries where they give stimulus checks, that drives inflation up because now there's more money to spend. And of course, yes, when there's a lot of money to spend or more money circulating, prices are driven up. Because what? Now the demand goes up because you need more, you want to buy more, you want to get more. And of course, we are heavy on consumption because every time you turn on your television, there's a commercial that shows you something that you need to get that you really don't need. Why? Because business needs to make money. In order to stay alive or to stay in business, they need to make money. So they advertise heavily, and subconsciously, whether you need it or not, you wind up spending your money. That's just the way it is. Hailey, welcome, Hailey. What you said? You said, give Philip Alexander a chance at it and he go fix it. He has some good ideas. Hey, guess what? It's all left to be seen. Maybe he can fix it. I truly hope so. If you feel that, if most people feel that that is the alternatives, then so be it. Good night, Nadia. He said good night to everyone. Good night, Nadia. Takisha says, Heidi Philip will fix it. All right. I thought it was the Pep was going to fix it, but Philip will fix it. I guess he's the Pep. Yeah, that's it. Judy's telling Nadia good night. Yeah, but what about Karen? Can she fix it? Is she a viable option? Do people really believe that she could make something happen? Because when you look at it, all from what some of the experts are saying, all the splinter parties or the small parties coming in by themselves, they can't really make an impact as the seasoned machines, which is the yellow one and the red one. So with that in mind, and that being said, maybe we need to put the right persons in the yellow machine or the red machine. I don't know. We'll see what time brings. Because something has to happen. We need a new perspective in Trinidad and Tobago. Heidi says, a girl gives she friends acid to drink in school because she thought it was alcohol. Oh my God. Nice instant death. Judy, that's why I don't watch TV. Only bad news. It's true. It could put you in a real bad mood too. Because bad news, like they say, words put a spell on you. And bad news put a bad spell on you. Denise G, I think she can. She's a viable option. She's talking about Karen. We just have to uplift her and not demonize her and tear her down. Yes, I agree, Denise. I agree with you. I think she is a viable option. It's all left to be seen, by the way. The only thing is that if she uses some of the same operatives that are currently running the show now, that's not going to augur too well. Does she have a pool of new players, or should I say, fairer players or more sensible players? That's left to be seen also. Yeah, Judy says side with those schoolgirls what occurred. Yeah. Heidi says, after all, that PNM UNC has done, how can anyone even consider voting for them? For Karen, rather. Heidi, I think yeah, all that has been done should affect what you do going forward. But has Karen ever had any leadership position in Trinidad and Tobago? I don't think so. I think she worked along with Manning, and Manning was on a good footing with that 2020 vision. The reason why I say that is because I bought it, and that's part of the reason why I moved home in 2006, because of Manning's 2020 vision, which was I think a sensible approach to modernizing and uplifting the country. Things just went bad along the way. And I think it didn't really go bad. I think it was a lot of misunderstanding, or him not clearly stating or edifying the people on his plans. Anyway, that's all history. No Tubla. What's that, Reza? She needs to start from scratch, as we say. No tabula. Raza. Okay. Judy says, Karen Nunes is just one person, but PNM is still there. Unless she dismantled the whole cabinet. I know that's what I'm concerned about. Having some of the old players in her cast. How could she possibly be able to manage them effectively when they come in with all that old baggage? But any and everything is possible, because that's life. In life, the only constant is change. We know that because you can't get tomorrow Yes, you can't get yesterday to come back, and you can't get tomorrow today. You have to wait till it comes. And he says, Judy, the thing is, the girl threatening the parents of the girls who drank the acid. So that even could get even uglier than it is already. Because it escalates from one to the other. Eugene Julian says some young blood is running for positions in the PNM internal election. Things could change. That's if the people want a change, or quote unquote, the PNM people want a change. Because it seems as though more things change, more they remain the same. Ali says 60 years of bad from PNM, which Karen was part of. I would want to think everything that happened wasn't bad under any of the administrations that took power. There had to be some good, and even though there was bad, and the bad may have been overwhelming at times, I have to think that there was some good. Because when you really look at it, there was a lot of advancement made in Trinidad under both parties, under most parties, because I mean, it's how many parties ruled Trinidad? We had PNM, NAR, UNC, PP. I think it's only 4. And he says, what you mean, look at the country? Yes, highly, there was a lot of improvement. If I were to think about when I left Trinidad, to what it was and what it became, there was a lot of infrastructure improvement. It's just that the people's attitude didn't improve in line with the infrastructure. So that was, to say the least, it was debilitating. Denise G says, in an administration, there will be good and not so good. This is true. This is what I'm saying. I'm saying that everything would not be peachy. But at the same time, you'd want the peachy to outdo the negativity. Heidi says, no, I have to disagree. Well, you have a right to disagree. It's your right to disagree if you so choose. But the truth be told, there's always going to be good and bad. From a lot of things that seem to be bad, sometimes does a lot of good that we can't even identify because our eyes are closed. But so what we have to do is really be honest with ourselves. Let's see. Dennis G says, what we intend to do about it moving forward is what's more relevant. And he says here again, Trinidad had trains. Maxi is not a step up. Well, the trains left long time ago. I mean, I remember when the trains left. I was in the 60s. Maxis is not a step up, but at the same time, if I remember, Mr. Manning had a plan to do a rail system, and the trains that we had may not have been the best option for Trinidad at that particular time because of the road network, and it became probably a lot easier and much more economical to move things around. Yes, an upgrade is needed, and Manning's plan to do the monorail or whatever they were going to do, whatever rail system they were going to do, light rail system, was a good idea, and still a good idea to do such. What Trinidad wants, they want old technology or they want new technology? They want new way of doing things, or they want to remain stuck in the past? I don't know. It's what the people want. Denise says, the goal is more positive than negative and holding everyone accountable. I fully agree. Denise, me and you, we are on the same wavelength when it comes to the way things get done and get done in the right manner. Because we have to be realistic. There is going to be positive and negative, but you want more positivity. You want more positivity because you don't agree with everybody. Everybody don't agree. Tommy's bicycle and Heidi said it. Tommy is bicycle and coal pot no. Heidi, I know that is a bunch of craziness that's been spewed by some of those elected officials that talking out the side of the face. But at the same time, even that negativity can be turned into positivity. I don't know if you with me or if you could understand what I'm saying, but there's a way to turn everything around to make it work for you. I don't know if you believe me, but I believe that there's a chance that Trinidad can come back. Yeah, people's attitude have to change. The voters' attitude have to change. And if Trinidad is in trouble because of our politicians, we have nobody else to blame but the voter or ourselves. Because it's quote unquote a democracy. I don't think anybody's trying to prevent anyone else from voting. Everybody has a right to vote who's eligible. So since you have a right to vote, you can get it right. No question you can get it right. If what you get is what you don't like, then you can do something about it. You may not be able to do it immediately, but you can do something about it. And time flies. That's why the little boy threw the crock through the window, because time flies. And it's going to come time where you can do something in record time, whether you want to believe it or not. Heidi says, God destroy everything to start afresh. Remember Noah? Yeah, I agree. I fully agree. And it happens and it will happen and it will happen again and again. Correction is imminent. Correction comes. Correction definitely has to come from the Most High. But He helped those who help themselves. You can't just say, well, God will fix it. And when election day come, you vote and you make the right decision as to who would really seek your interest and do a better job to give you a better life. That'll be foolhardy for you to just think God will fix it and you don't vote, you don't make the right choice, you don't go to political meetings and listen to who's saying what and what seems viable and what seems as though it's total nonsense. Hey, you have a brain, a half a brain at least, and if you can use it, it will do good for you. But if you abuse it, then it will abuse you. That's the way I see it. Maybe I'm a utopianist. I've been called that several times, but I think I've become a realist over time, realizing that everything cannot be peachy. Cannot be. No way. You have to deal with life as it comes. And what we'll do and the decisions we make, we have to live with it. Because those are the decisions that are gonna determine what type of life we have. Anybody agree with me? Because we have today in Trinidad, we have what's going on, whatever is going on. We have nobody to blame but ourselves. And I don't take myself out of the equation. I don't take myself out of the equation, even though in the chat today, Labby was implying that we are talking and we need to probably put our money where our mouth is. Some of us did, like I said, Labby. And what do we get? What do we get? Yeah, it's a hard knock life. Yeah, I know that. I ain't denying it. But at the same time, since we know what it is, we are supposed to be able to do what we need to do to make it better instead of just depending on other people to make it better. We all have a say and a stake in it. Good evening, Erica. Good evening. And welcome to the village. Nice to see you inside. Yes, love to you. That's all we can have here in the village. And this is a place where we talk about positive things, about ways to make life better. And our focus, of course, is Trinidad and Tobago because we in the village love where we came from and genuinely do so because we could be doing other things. We don't have to be here talking about improving life in Trinidad. We can do other things. As a matter of fact, I pitched a tent in Trinidad, and I pitched a tent because I believe that's my best option. A lot of people disagree with me, think I should have looked at pitching a tent somewhere in Florida or somewhere here in the United States. But it is what it is. I love Trinidad. I love Trinidad. Judy Desan says, say it louder for them, Tommy. Trinis love shortcuts in life. Everything, God go fix it. Man have to fix his life. Man have to fix his life. Judy, correct you are. Correct you are. Because God doesn't help those who don't help themselves. You don't help yourself and expect God to help you. He give you a brain to think. And he give you members to do the right thing. You don't want to think and do the right thing and just expect the right results. But what is insanity? What Einstein says? Insanity is doing the same thing and expecting different results. And that's what's going on. You're doing the same thing and you expect different results. Yes, there are those who are comfortable and who don't care if Monday fall on Wednesday or whatever. But then most of us aren't that comfortable. And most of us do care. Ali, what he says, if PNM wins the next election, is that possible? And is that positive energy? If PNM wins the next election, is that positive energy? I don't know. It's what the people want. The masses want, this is what they're going to get. And you can't blame somebody from another country when you do the wrong thing or you don't do the right thing. Denise G says, despite prior attempts, we must persist. Our ancestors got us to where we are through resilience, determination, and hard work. The question is, how do we move the needle forward for the best TT possible? I agree. I agree. How do we move it forward? How do we move it forward? By doing the right thing. We have to please our ancestors or their spirits by doing what's right. And if we do the wrong thing, we're going to get the wrong results. And there's no right way to do a wrong thing. I keep saying that. Highly, man has never fixed anything only because heartache and pain. They even killed Jesus to save 2 thieves. Erica, happy to see you, Tommy, holding the mantle this evening. Where's Buddy and Diana? They'll be here. They're tied up. Buddy has something else he has to do for a short spell, and Diana is going to be a little late. She had an affair or an event that was pressing. Eugene says, Tommy, if you love TT so much, why did I return to the USA? Ah, Eugene, I'll have to tell him my business. Usually I'll say if I have to tell people my business, I'll have to eliminate them, but I wouldn't eliminate you after telling my business. I had to return to the US for medical reasons that Trinidad couldn't seem to get under control. That's why I came back to the US. But even that too, if we could fix that and seniors come to Trinidad to spend their golden years, they can be comfortable. But when something simple happens and they have to run away because the healthcare professions or professionals can't seem to get the act together, what are we to do? Just stay and take it? I don't think so. Eugene, I hear you. I hear you, Eugene. Denise, what do you say? By using our collective juices and bench strength, we stand on the shoulders, I know you mean, of giants. They made it possible so we can do even more and better. Agree. Sometimes we need to have Denise in as one of our guests from the village. Eugene says, okay, that's a great reason. Of course, Eugene. Of course. But thank you for your concern, because I had a lot of plans, and I still have a lot of plans, which, I mean, I'm not going to share on the radio. I'm not going to share my plans on the radio. I still have a lot of plans for doing positive things, as long as the good God gives me the strength, energy, and help to do it. Then he says, many have shared that they want to go back, and I know she means me, and make a difference, but are deterred by health care challenges. Judy says, good enough, Tommy. Well, thank you, Judy. Thank you. Appreciate you. That's why emojis too. Yeah, Denise. Many. I know many who many years ago, what we used to do here in the United States, when someone said that they're going back to Trinidad, we used to take bets as to how long they're gonna last. We used to take bets, and it was never my intention, even at that time, to even think about going back to Trinidad. When I saw what Manning was putting in place and his plans, I said I could be part of that. I could contribute to that. So what I did, I sold my business. A lot of people see me, they say, you made a serious mistake. What can I tell them? What am I to say to them? I sold my business, I sold my holdings, and decided I was going to go all in for Trinidad. What happened? What happened is that I got opposition to the point where I had to leave. But my heart is still there, and I still want to come back to Trinidad. Judy says, Tommy, you forget your bush medicine before Dr. Chemical Medicine. Judy, you're correct. I didn't forget the bush medicine, but I know it's better than Dr. Chemical's medicine, except that some things are just out of the bush. The bush can't handle it. Heidi says, when you move forward, you never go back. But Heidi, they say you never burn bridges because you never know when you have to cross back over. Trust me. Sometimes you do have to cross back over. You have to put your tail between your legs and do what's right. Else it's gonna be you. I'm sure you've had situations where you've had to put your tail between your leg and cross back over the bridge. If you're human, you can't always get everything right. And you have to be honest enough to know when you get it wrong, say, look, I made a mistake. But I still don't believe I made a mistake when I followed Manning's initiative with this 2020 vision and decided that I was going to go all in and actually employ reckless abandon, sell out everything. Anyway, why did, Jenny says, you did what was best at that time. I fully agree. That was no mistake, Tommy. Kudos to you for your courage, patriotism, and being the change that you want to see in TT. I did. And I mean, if I send you to see my my video on social network, you know exactly where I was going and what I was accomplishing. And it was all scuttled by Manning's disgust and him calling an early election in 2010. Everything went out the window. Out the window. And the losses were many and great. Heidi says, if I'm moving forward, them bridges behind me. Tommy, you got Judy says, Tommy, you got precious life, and that's most important. Fully agree, Judy. Fully agree with you and appreciate you, appreciate your thoughts and your posts, most importantly. Appreciate everyone in this chat because I'll tell you what, you know that we here in New Jersey want a better Trinidad. That's why we do what we do relentlessly week after week. Because we could be playing music. Yeah, we could be just looking for even soca, just become a soca station and just play music. But we care about a better life. That's why someone like Karen would resonate the way she does with us. Because we care about, that's why Duke and the PDP made such a difference to us. And we showed so much interest in what they were doing, and we still show interest in what Fali is doing because he's truly transformational and it's needed now more than ever in Trinidad and Tobago, not just Tobago, in Trinidad. Trinidad needs a transformation beyond that needs to take place like yesterday.
So Tommy, I just want to quickly do the top of the hour, and I'm almost finished with my press conference, but let me just quickly do, the top of the hour. Of course, folks, it's in the village with Tommy on WZYE 95.9. Tommy's only the teacher died way. It's in the village with Tommy on WZYE 95.9 FM. We're gonna go for a quick station identification. Stick and stay. Don't know. We'll be right back after this short message. It's in the village with the DAT Triplets on WZYE 95.9.
You're listening to WZYE 95.9 FM. You are listening to WZYE 95.9 FM, the most influential name in Caribbean radio in the tri-state area. Broadcasting from East Orange, New Jersey, the most influential name in Caribbean radio, WZYE 95.9 FM.
We are back with you. It's in the village with Tommy on WZYE 95.9 FM. We come to every Tuesday, Thursday, and Saturday from 7 to 10 p.m. That's Tuesday, Thursday, and Saturday from 7 to 10 p.m. So, folks, I'm going to let Tommy continue, and I'm going to just step out a little bit again. Tommy, I'll be right back after I'm finished with this conference I'm having here. Okay, Tommy? Thank you so much.
Thank you. Thank you. Yes, indeed. Well, my ranting and raving and rambling is going to continue for a little while longer until my two esteemed co-hosts find their way back to the dial. Yeah, Judy, you said yes, indeed. Your grandmother says never burn bridges because you might have to cross back, and that is so true. That is so true. I had a when I was younger, I used to say never look back, you may turn into a pillar of salt. But that too I learned was not so correct, because I had a lot of professions, really nice jobs, and many times they would seem to want to call me back to work for them after I've left and gone on to. And I used to tell them, and I don't want to turn back. I don't want to look back. That because I may turn into a pillar of salt. And I never did look back, but sometimes you look back and when you started to do some retrospection and you say, you know what, this was the best situation that I was in. And I'm saying that to say this, I once worked for New York Federal Reserve in New York. And I always tell people when I look back and I do some introspection, that was the best outfit I ever worked for. That was the best job I ever had. Most relaxed, least stressful. Because I left there to go to CBS and going to CBS. Yeah, I did what I wanted to do for CBS, but it was a stressful place to live, to work in for several reasons. Not just because they were midtown, but it was a high pace, high pitched, high stress situation. Anyway, Judy, thank you for thanking me. Yeah, Bossman came back, but he couldn't stay. He just touched, and he's going to come back as soon as he's done with his press conference. I can only do as best as I can. I've done so many things in my life. I even had my own television show at one point called The Caribbean Link. I did radio. I did Sunday classics on a radio station some years back before I came to Trinidad. So I've been in the media for a little bit, have a little experience among the other many things that I did, playing music, recording, always do a lot of things. Always had a vocation and an avocation. And at one point I decided I was going to try to make my avocation my vocation. But it probably was a little too late. I shoulda, woulda, coulda. Anyway, I don't want to go into the shoulda, woulda, coulda. But I've done many things because like I said to people in the past, I read Lazarus Long, and he said specialization is for insects. To be human, you have to be able to give instructions, take instructions, set a bone, plan an invasion, comfort the dying. That means that once you're human, you're supposed to be able to adapt and do anything or learn. And especially nowadays with YouTube and the internet, it is more obvious that Lazarus Long knew what he was saying. What did Erica say here? I really couldn't desire better being part of this very informative chat. Betty and Diana were very instrumental in my life. I agree, and I really enjoy being in their company too, because they stimulate me mentally. and helped me to get to keep a little bit more focused. Now I'm a Caribbean commissioner in the city here of Newark. I represent Trinidad as a Caribbean commissioner because we have from most Caribbean islands, and we have plans. And part of our plan is to do things to unite the Caribbean community, which we would like to do at home also. But I recognize from the days when I used to do the Caribbean Link television program, one of my guests said to me, the best way to get it done is bottom up, because top down would never take precedence due to the fact that each king on each hill who don't even want to share his kingdom, far less unite them. But I tend to think that what dictates the outcome sometimes are the circumstances. And it may get to the point where the only way we can survive in the Caribbean is as a unit, as opposed to being separate, because I don't think insularity could work forever. That's what I think. I'm a utopianist also. I know that. So my thoughts could probably are skewed or probably incorrect. But time will tell. Time will certainly tell what happens with us here in the Caribbean. And as a community, it's funny how here in the United States, many people see us, or should I say, many Americans see us as one people. But in the Caribbean, we could find every reason to separate each other, ourselves from each other, rather. Hailey wants to know what makes you human. I said what Lazarus long said seemed to make sense. To be human, you have to be able to give instruction, take instruction, plan an invasion, set a bone, comfort the dying. Yeah. To do whatever you have to do. Once you apply yourself, you could do it. Most people know that. Some things, most things you learn in life. You weren't born knowing everything or knowing what you know, everything that you know. You learn. You have to apply yourself to learn. You have to use some discipline especially for higher learning. We know that. But if you don't apply yourself and you don't use a disciplined approach, you don't succeed. You know that. We know that. Judy, you say I'm spot on. Thank you. Judy, thanks for your vote of confidence. Thanks so very much for your vote of confidence, because I need it. I truly need it, because sometimes I feel like I'm just lost trying to hail out to people, hey, it's all in your hands. Yes, God would help you do it, but you have to help yourself, and then he will help you. Because he don't just up and do something for you that you are interested in. You have to have an interest in what you want him to help you with, and apply yourself. Hey, good. Erica, thank you. Thank you so much. Judy, what you said, Tommy? Any guest appearances tonight? I don't see any, but I don't know when the other two co-hosts come in. I don't know who they have in mind or who they may call. Maybe we can get Buddy to do a call on one of our usual guests and see if they have anything to say. But the beat goes on, life goes on, with or without them, and we'll have to get through this one way or another. especially with you, who I depend on. I know that you're gonna help me to make this show successful, and that's why I say we appreciate every week. I say that we appreciate all of you in the chat, because what you want is what we want: a better country for our offsprings, a better life for ourselves, safety, comfort, affordable prices. Highly, what you said? Yeah. I have a different perspective. What makes me human? Let's hear. The earth and its elements: sun, moon, air, water, food. Tommy, Eve. Highly, you are entitled to your opinion, and I respect it, because your experience and mine are different. I probably lived a little longer than you. Still, I don't discount whatever you say and whatever you think, because you have a brain and you're supposed to use it. And if it leads you to think what you think, who am I to judge? I would never judge it. Judy says living is learning by experience. That's just what I'm saying. So if your experience, Heidi, brought you to that, so be it. I respect you, enough respect. Heidi says we all see things differently, right? Of course. Of course, we all see things differently, because we look at it from different angles, So it is what it is. It would not be otherwise. But I truly agree with the fact that learning is by experience. Living is learning by experience. Yeah, yeah. We all see things differently, right? Yeah, we certainly do. We see things differently because, like I just said, we look at it from different angles. But at times we see things in the same light, and we need to see things as they truly are, and that way we can have a better country. And if everybody in Trinidad feel that they're looking at things in the right way, then such is life. That I think that we need attitude adjustment, because the government represent the people are the government, and because if the people, whatever they demand, they would get. If they don't demand it, they don't get it. You have nobody else to blame from a foreign country for what's going on in Trinidad. It's truly the Trinidadian fault if something is wrong. Ali, what he said, okay, how a baby know to cry? Where the baby gets the experience from? Can a baby talk when they're born? Can they walk when they're born? Can they run? Can they read? Crying is the basic. Crying is the way they communicate. But they have to learn higher levels of communication as they go along. Because if they stay in baby mode, what happens? Their body grow. Their body would grow. But they can't stay with a baby mentality. They just can't stay crying for everything they want, and so on and so on. Eventually they learn to point. When they're born, they can't point for what they want or point at what they want. Because even if they can't talk and they're learning to talk, or they're pre-talking, sometimes they can point at what they want. You agree, Hailey? I think you would tend to agree with me on that. But that's the basic skills they're born with is the ability to cry. They can see because they have eyes. Judy says, Tommy, make your life happy. Always have music. Dance. Sometimes do crazy things. Absolutely. Absolutely. Judy, I'm a musician. I played music. I always had music in my life. As a matter of fact, music was so permanent in my life that my children have perfect pitch. Believe it or not, perfect pitch. I have a son, he's in the middle, he's a professional musician. He's a producer. My my two daughters are played music also. As a matter of fact, my last daughter, she's a music major also. She did in her undergrad, she did biology and music. My son, he did music. His degrees in music and music production, music technology, I think, and music production or something like that. Denise, you say, yep. Yeah, Denise. Yeah. Music. Music is the food of love, and I was made for love. I know that because that's all I treasure. I treasure the love, just true love, loving people. And I probably love people too much. I was told that once before. You love everybody, but everybody don't love you. It don't matter if everybody don't love me. I was made, that's what God made me for. And that's what God wants us to do, to love, not to hate. Hate kills. Love gives life. Love, as a matter of fact, I wrote a song called Love is the Key to Life. It goes like this: let's share this joy of life together. We can live in happiness with each other. We can make this world a better place with love and understanding. Love is the key. Love is the key to life. Show me love. Let me show you love. Let's get together and love each other. Brothers and sisters, that's what we all are. Don't you know that love is the key to life? That's just a couple of the verses. But I know that it's utopianistic to think that everybody can and will love each other. Because just like God is alive, so is the devil. Yep. Yep. You need to know what love is. Yep. Yep. Most people don't know what love is. Yep. Judy says, hello. Where is everyone else? You're all silent. Well, I guess they expected the triplet, and they're just getting one of the triplets today. They're getting the senior triplet. You're getting the senior triplet today. And I'm rambling on about life, rambling on about Trinidad, rambling on about my life and my efforts. I guess what they want to hear is something else. I don't know what they want to hear, but you in the chat, tell me what we want us to discuss. If I'm not discussing what you want to hear, I'm waiting. Denise, all right. I ain't seen nothing else coming up, but I ain't seen nothing else coming up. You want me to go silent too? I can't go silent. I can't give you dead air. You have to talk. We must talk. We must talk. We must talk. talk about Trinidad, talk about TTO. Yeah, but Explainer was quite a messenger in his with the messages he gave in his calypsos about Trinidad. Sorry to see him go so quickly, but his work was done. So the master called him home. He had to do what he had to do. Everything must grow in life to learn. Yep, no question. No question at all. That's how it goes. Yeah, but I was rambling on about Explainer. He was given a really nice send off. Nice send off, but he was the kind of man who recognized what was going on in Trinidad. Denise G says a solid healthcare system. Yeah, Denise, we need attention to be given to that. And not to say that we don't have good doctors, eh? Not to say we don't have good professionals, good practitioners. We do. It's just we need to have things managed effectively. Thanks, Judy. We need to have effective management. And with effective management, things will run so much smoother, so much better. I see it over and over and over and over and over. Mismanagement of resources, taking things for granted, abuse of resources, abuse of people. Now the chat has taken off. Judy said that's great, right? Thank you, Judy. Heidi says learning is from a book experience. Learning is from a book experience. Is nature created by Earth's energy? Okay, Heidi. Eugene says, what do you think Karen's chances are for winning? You know, very interesting that you asked that question. We had Andy Johnson on here, my schoolmate, which I appreciated. And we asked him what her chances were. And I tend to trust one who's on the ground better than me, who is thousands of miles away. And he said he wished her the best, but he couldn't make a determination because of the way the PNM machine works. What I would want to think, and I would hope that this particular time, that people don't do what they normally did in the past. Because like we say, insanity is doing the same old thing and expecting different results. But I really wish she does win a chance to become the next prime minister of Trinidad and Tobago. But I'm not going to hold my breath because I know the people are fickle. I know they are. I see it. I saw it and I see it and I see it and I see it again. After what I've been through, I'm not going to hold my breath. However, I do think she has a good chance. If you want to know my honest opinion, I think she has a good chance of winning. Just that the machinery and the system can beat her. She can win the battle and lose the war because of the way the system is set up. But I hope that they're fair with her. They give her a chance. And I really wish the current PM just does the 2 terms, like he said from initially when he went into office, and move on and set a new precedence. And maybe we can get 2 terms on the books in Trinidad, so that anyone who goes into office they can only do 2 terms. I think that's what Guyana has at this time. That's why Jack Dale is vice president and not a president, because they have a 2-term limit law or rule, or whatever you want to call it. Judy says, ha, 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 ha. Judy laughs. Judy laughs. Judy, why are you laughing? Why are you laughing? Denise says she's dancing already. Denise, can I dance with you? Yes, indeed. Yeah. Well, while we wait for Aunt Slim and Diana to come back, let's see what else we can talk about. What else can we talk about? And Judy describes Denise as a dancer girl. Yeah, but you know, I was talking about Explainer. I was amazed when I really started looking at his catalog that he had so many songs, so many powerful songs through the years that just seem to slip away. But what are we to do about our local talent when it comes to embracing them fully? Even the pan, what are we to do about it? What are we to do about it? We have to give the local radio stations incentives to encourage them to play a higher content of local talent, local art. And we have to put a system in place that will take the artists to another level, be it Panis or Calypsonian or Soca Star, even Trinidad local reggae. We have to put in place a system that will help to develop them and make them easier to be marketed. This I understand clearly because I worked for CBS Records for a while. And I saw how things were being done. I mean, the thing is this. Good night, Bren Lake Life. Bren Lake Life. Is this your first time in the village? Let's give a warm village welcome. Welcome to the village, and a special good night to you. Glad you chose us, because I know you have had other choices, and you choose to come into the village tonight. My 2 co-hosts are not here yet, but they're going to be joining us shortly. Curtis, good night. Good night, Curtis. But I'm talking about ways to improve the marketing of the culture of Trinidad and Tobago. Based on my experience, I think, like I said, if you incentivize the local media to display local talent, it's going to help first to begin. Secondly, you put systems in place to reward the talent in a professional manner. And you set agencies in place to market them effectively. Eugene says, what do you think of the inaugural Tobago Carnival? It's a good idea. It's a very good idea because trying to market the both islands simultaneously, it worked, but it doesn't work as well as if you have two products. Harry says, Tommy, we in 2022. Yeah, so am I. So I'm in 2022. And I know as far as arts and culture are concerned, we still haven't gotten it right when it comes to marketing. The arts and culture develop, but it's not marketed on par with the development. Diniji says, Tommy, you can speak to some if the major issue that let me say it again. Tommy, you can speak to some if the major issues that are leading the country right now, especially with elections coming up. Okay? Or you saying I can speak to some of the major issues that are leading the country right now, with especially with election coming up. Well, the major issue is what is PEP, is NTA, is Karen vying for leadership of the Red Party. What else? Then we have the issues. We have the major issues in Trinidad, which I have described from time to time as I have them written down here. Heidi says, and Trinidad culture is third world. Culture is culture. I don't think culture could be first or third world. I think our culture is great. It is up to par. It's just the marketing of it is questionable. That's my opinion, highly. I just think the way we market it isn't working. It hasn't worked well enough for the masses. One person here and there break through and eat a food, as they say. But for the most part, the masses aren't doing as well as they should who are in culture. And we can market our culture even better. But Denise, the major issues in the country, as I see it, are infrastructure, healthcare, education, national security, and social programming. And it doesn't necessarily go in the order I give you as it's not prioritized in the order that I give. But I think those are the major issues that are facing the country right now. I don't know. What do you think? But getting back to Hailey, let me see. Chat's moving a little fast. Let me see. Denise says that Hailey, you are correct. We need a balance of both types of learning, experimental as well as academic. Judy says, Eugene, Julian, Tobago important trainees, females to promote their carnival. That she said that sucks. Just like they give all Chinese artists to play. Do they have the artists or enough artists in Tobago to carry a carnival? I don't think so. And Tobago artists are welcome in Trinidad too. Bonnie says, good night, my lovely ladies. Hope all okay. I hear you, Bonnie. Denise, you said something here. You said, what do you think will motivate you to go back home? Alibi for a short period to lend your expertise and insight in improving infrastructure and other needed areas of the country? Denise, the truth be told, I'm home, and not in the United States, but in Trinidad. I consider myself living in Trinidad as much as I live in the United States. Circumstances just hold me, but as soon as I'm released, I'm home. I'll be home, and when I'm home, I'll be able to help as much as I possibly can, if I can. But I'm mostly home when I'm able, because I do have a home at home. I'm motivated already to do what I want, what's needed to help Trinidad and Tobago. They have to want me to help them, because they don't just embrace you when you say you can help. They don't. It's not that simple. I think it's much more complex. You have to know somebody who knows somebody, and that kind of thing. It's a different kind of culture. But there's somebody who want the work. Always somebody who want the work and know how to do the work. Judy says good night, Vonnie. Well, okay. Harley says Trinidadians no Chinese culture because there's a Chinatown in Trinidad. Oh, funny. Do you think the Tobago need Trinidad participation to be successful? Absolutely. Yeah, they can be successful without Trinidad's participation, but Trinidad's participation is going to help them be more successful. Just like Tobago's participation helps Trinidad to succeed. Yes, yes. Denise G says the engine needs fine tuning. Correct, Denise, you're on point. Fine tuning is needed all the time, at any particular time. McDonald's, Hailey says McDonald's is in every corner of the earth. First world culture, you dig? Ronnie Roberts says Judy girl things are okay, but like we living in jail, dangerous times. You see a businessman? Yeah, well, there are problems all over the world, except that in a small society, it gets amplified a little bit louder. Highly, you said Tobago is the same as Trinidad when it comes to government, but the people are different. Probable, quite probably, but the governance that they're going to be they've been getting from this new dispensation gives them more options, or should I say better options than Trinidad. There's a new attitude in Tobago. Even though they're inherently different, there's a new attitude with the PDP, which I want to think is going to make a difference for a long time. It's going to help take them to another level, because it's this new dispensation that saw it fit to do their first carnival away from Trinidad carnival. And it's this new dispensation, like the chief said, his major focus is autonomy. And autonomy doesn't mean you separate from yourself from Trinidad. It means that you get to run your affairs as opposed to having to run to Trinidad for everything. And to Trinidad for every decision that has to be made for every major piece of paper you need. I think autonomy is good for Tobago. This is my opinion, my humble opinion. Yeah, I know we want to talk about how many murders we had today. We can't become involved in that. Yes, that has to be fixed. That has to be fixed. The national security issues they have to be addressed. That attitude that has to change. That would make it easier to fix the national security issue. Like what it says, I've never seen so many persons begging on the streets, old and young, some mothers with their babies, kids. Sad state of affairs. It is. As a matter of fact, today I was reading and I saw the pictures of a family evicted from their home and on the streets of Vistabella with all their belongings. It was so sad. With an 11-year-old girl and two, one of the children in the family. It's sad. It's very sad. And I was also reading that there's never been a time that as many children were decided highways or roadways selling as now. It's a sign of the time. It's a sign of the time, and all this should motivate us to fix Trinidad. I wonder if Philip could fix that. Am I wondering too loud? And he says, what is the government to assess these people? Soon they would not have a middle class. They would be mighty rich and poor, or poor, mighty rich or poor. Yeah, I agree. I agree that what time that's what could happen, but we're not gonna let it happen, are we? I don't think so. If we want that to happen, it would happen. What you have been assessing best you can, and what your assessment or assisting, you've been helping the best you can. Okay, good money. Okay, continue to do that, because that's a noble thing to do. Assist. You have to bless others if you're blessed. That's the only way to make it blessing in your world. Yeah, like I was saying, it was a sad sight to see that family had decided to ruin Vistabella with all their belongings, and an 11-year-old girl with them too. Listen aboard. Good evening, folks. Good evening to you, Alice, and welcome to the village. Glad to have you inside tonight. Yes. Yeah, like I was saying, it's sad, very, very sad, very sad. But we had a guest last session who has a foundation called Project Love that is doing her best to try to help with some of these problems we are experiencing in Trinidad. Yes, customer service is a problem, Eugene. I agree. But that's all because of our attitudes. If we get some attitude adjustments, our problems are gonna subside somewhat. Because who serves the customers? Not somebody from another country. It's right, it's our own people right there who are serving the customers. And it's not, I know it's not a machine or a robot or anything. They're human, so they should be able to behave in a humanly way. I think. Maybe I'm wrong, but I just think that it's only a matter of time before we could straighten that out. And that should have been straightened out years ago, eh? When you think about it. Coming out of 1970, we should have gotten that straight right coming out of the box in 1970 after the revolution and the improvement in hiring patterns. So we dropped the ball. Denise G says, it is definitely developing. I have traveled to many other Caribbean countries, and by far Trinidad is much more progressive and developed. Agree. That's why I keep saying that everything isn't bad about Trinidad. We have to tweak, we have to fix. Denise, you said again, there's, however, still lots to be done to move beyond the mindset of the 70s, 80s. Yep. Vani says, it's very pitiful to see babies in the arm of mothers in the hot sun, begging and begging. It hurt to see what would become of these kids. I wish the government can do more for those persons. Yes, society as a whole has to take this on. And it says, but strongly we say customer service is an issue, but we would offer proper services on the outside. Strangely, he said, not strongly, strangely, it's a customer service in Nigeria. We offer proper services on the outside.
Yeah, Tommy,
Yes.
I'm back. So Tommy, who was that? Just who you read from there just now there? Who you read from?
Well, was Ellis Laborde?
Wait, Ellis? Hi, Ellis?
Ellis says, strangely, we say customer service, but offer proper services on the outside.
I know, but I asking the question. I see Eugene Daniel too making a comment to the major problem in TNT is customer service, and I see Ellis come in. So you know, tonight is the give back for night.
Yes.
Yeah. You realize that Ellis come back, Eugene come in early, right? And this is the first that I see Eugene commenting. So I was just watching it, I see Eugene pop about 10 comments so far, man.
Well, I'm engaging them fully, you know. So
all right. That's what it is. I'm glad. You know, like you smoke out Eugene and Ellis, boy. they come back. Well, Ellis put about 10 comments already. Look, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Look at comments. But Tommy, I feel you have to do this program a little more solo, you know. Because
I'll have to be more prepared. If I knew I was going solo, I'll be more prepared. But in between, I'll need
to. You're good to go, man. You get Ellis to come back. You get Eugene to come in early, right? Who else, boy? Let me see. Look, Vonnie Roberts and all. Denise G come back early too. But Tommy, boy, nah. We had to duplicate this, Tommy. Look.
Oh. I put myself in trouble?
No, look how much Vonnie Roberts comment. Oh, good. Look.
I'm in trouble, boss.
Yeah. Do you think Tobago needs Trinidad participation to be successful? Oh, God, look.
Yeah, we discussed that.
But look how much comments highly make to. Nah. Come on, Tommy, we had to duplicate this, really.
Oh, I'm in trouble.
We had to give you a special segment, the Tommy segment.
I'm in trouble. I put myself in trouble.
Yeah. You go put like half an hour with Tommy E. How about that?
Oh, no, not. We work together like we always do.
Oh, God. Look, Eugene Julian, for our next comment again. Who or what can change the customer service attitude in Trinidad and
Yeah,
Tobago?
we went through that. Yeah,
Oh, you went through that? Okay.
I went through all of that already. But
Oh, all right.
yeah, but we back and forth, and Denise G is very very what's the word, constructive in her thinking and her suggestions too.
Well, Tommy, no need that. That girl just type like 2,000 words a minute, you know.
Oh yeah.
Yeah, by the time Eugene pop one comment, she pop 10 comments, you know. Like Eugene just pop a comment, and your wife just take your phone and say, wait another 5 minutes. And then she gave it back. And then he pop her next comment. Look, even Funny Roberts commenting about Eugene.
Yeah, but Heidi has said we have to agree to disagree. We can do that. We can agree to disagree. That's what life is about.
Look. Funny Roberts
Heidi
says, Eugene, I insist. Vonnie Roberts says, Eugene, I insist that my staff give the best service. Having reside and work in Canada, I know about customer service. You know, that is true, you know. I mean, when you come outside of Trinidad and Tobago, you just understand customer service, and the customer is always right, you know. You know, in Trinidad, I don't think we understand that the customer is always right. Is that part of our culture?
Nope.
No?
Nope.
Or is that because we hear the leader buffing everybody, we feel we could buff everybody too?
You see, what happened is that people took the term Massa Days gone in the wrong way. And they feel anytime you try to demand a certain type of service, you're trying to treat them as a slave. And that's what happened. It's just a misunderstanding that create that scenario that seemed to be an ongoing equation that we can't seem to get right.
But Tommy, I ain't seen Lana, I ain't seen Takesha, I ain't seen Joan, I see Judy, I ain't seen Nadia, I ain't seen who else, boy?
Well,
yeah, but Ellis says customer service was always placed on the back burner. Nowhere in the public sector you'll get proper customer service. And highly agrees with Ellis.
If we really had a tourism trust, that would have been addressed. But
you know, Tom, it's interesting that you raised that, and you know, when you go outside, even when you go outside the United States and you go outside of Trinidad and Tobago and you go to other countries and stuff, and when you go on vacation and stuff, and you see the type of customer service you get from other people, you know, you wonder if we had an all-inclusive in Tobago, for example. I think the first all-inclusive in Trinidad and Tobago should really be in Tobago. Some people say the Magdalena Dan is a all-inclusive. I don't know. Or whatever they call it. Right?
Magdalena Grand.
Yeah, Magdalena Grand. Right? Some people say that's not an all-inclusive, right?
I'm not sure they are all-inclusive yet.
Eugene Julian can help us because Eugene Julian is a Tobagonian. Eugene Julian, is the Magdalena Grand all-inclusive? Because I don't think they have any all-inclusive in Tobago. I think the first one was going to be the Sandals Resort, and that was going to be on the beach somewhere. You know, but I really don't know. Funny Robert says, with good service, it's like free advertising. When you treat the customers, they tell others. And Eugene Julian says, Wall Street, are you speaking from experience? You only get your phone Tuesday, Thursdays, and Saturday. You see, I'm gonna come and try it to it low blow, Tommy. Tommy, you see, Tommy, I tell you,
Yeah,
you gotta watch
yeah,
them fellas and them, You understand?
yeah.
He trying to come
I
and he trying to come now to tell me because he just get your phone taken away for weeks at a time, or you have a ration for a certain hours. He get your phone long tonight, so he's speaking big and bad. Go ahead. I go send Miss Julian a text for you, Mrs. Julian a text, eh? You go see what I'm to you.
Labby said he was a hospital. Labby said he was a hospitality instructor for 4 years, and under Patrick Manning, he had the MUST program in place, but somehow it wasn't managed properly. I tell you something, Manning had that MUST program, which was a good thing, because when I came to Trinidad and was doing my project, I hired a lot of, as a matter of fact, all my first set of workers were from MUST. All. And some wound up staying throughout my entire stint with me and turned out to be very good workers, especially the women, because, like I said, my site was a sexy site. It was women run things. It was a revolution. Anyways.
Yeah. So what we're gonna do? We're gonna address Vonnie Roberts' question here. Can anyone suggest what the government could do to curb the murders that is taking place in Trinidad and Tobago? And we want to hear the opinion from people in the chat. We also want to address, the Tommy boy, the customer PNM program in Trinidad the other day, boy. They call me all kind of names. Boy, they take me through the ringer, Tommy boy. Right? The only person they talk about was my wife. And I'm happy about that, I'm very happy about that, right? They call me Fall Street, under the street, over the street, right? Oh God, Tommy boy. But Tommy, my brother, from Chumaka Lavantil I grew up, So when you grow up in Lavantil, your bracket be broad, and that water just had to roll down your back, boy. All kind of thing. The time I living in America, I don't know that they have early voting. Oh God, it's all kind of thing, boy. All kind of thing. But we got to address that when we come back. It's in the village with the DAT Triplets on WZYE 95.9 FM. Right? We come to you every Tuesday, Thursday, and Saturday from 7 to 10 p.m. That's Tuesday, Thursday, and Saturday from 7 to 10 p.m. Stick and stay. We'll be right back after this short message.
You're listening to WZYE 95.9 FM. You are listening to WZYE 95.9 FM, the most influential name in Caribbean radio in the tri-state area. Broadcasting from East Orange, New Jersey, the most influential name in Caribbean radio, WZYE 95.9 FM.
I wonder where this man going, buddy. Man drop the phone here. Gypsy drop the phone, sheltering from the last election downpour. I walk in alone and I find the cell phone just outside a bookstore. I hustling to give him back inside the mall. But like every 3 steps I make, I get 4 more calls. A tired answer. I was like an operator. Yeah, me making a report to my partner. I tell Gypsy, 1 call you to say you're still yellow. 2 call you to say you're singing a vex tempo. 3 call you, look the time still on the screen. 4 call you at 23:18. 4 call you, 4 call you, you know I won't lie. 4 call you, 4 call you, look your phone, bye-bye. I not answering nobody phone again. When I say I find a phone, I go straight by the police with it. Some people so bad, if you lose your phone and they find it, they will keep it. Throw away the SIM card and see them posing with your possession forfeit. I may be a crazy man, but I can't teach. Would never put nobody through all that grief. The loss of contact could put anybody off track. So I carry Gypsy phone and give him back. And I tell him, one call you to say you're still yellow. Two call you to say you're singing a vex tempo. Three call you, look the time still on the screen. Four call you at 23:18. Four call you, you know I won't lie. Four call you, look your phone, bye-bye. Juba, bye-bye. Gypsy was so glad to get back his cell phone from me. He told me thank you. The little time we had is another phone calls again. Don't start coming through. I couldn't detect who was the latest caller, but all I hear Gypsy say is you smoke ganja. It caused one alarm. Then Gypsy ball up me macaram. That caller had to do me partner some harm. I tell Gypsy, one call you to say you're still yellow. Two call you to say you're singing a vex tempo. Three call you, look the time still on the screen. Four call you at 23:18. Four call you, you know I won't lie. Four call you, look your phone, bye-bye. Hey, Rambaran, you see Gypsy boy? I looking for him all about. When I met Gypsy, he was dressed in red, wearing a PNM jersey. Crazy, he tell me, after I work so hard for the people, look what they do me. Is I build the fire station in the Arrow, and it's loved by everybody in Rio Claro. Just so they blank me from serving my constituency. So I cuss all of them and vote PNM. I tell Gypsy, one call you to say you're still yellow. Two call you to say you're singing a vex tempo. Three call you, look the time still on the screen. Four call you at 23:18. Four call you, you know I won't lie. Four call you, look your phone, bye-bye. One call you, Moses Monroe. Two call you, I'm looking for Gypsy all about. Three call you, they say they are Ramba now went to the mall. Four call you, don't want to talk to him on the phone. Four call you, I'm fed up answering phone. Four call you, Gypsy, where you? One call you. Why you see me, I done with that. Two call you. I not answering nobody phone again. Three call you. I put myself in trouble. Look at me now. What?
We are back at you. It's in the village to the DAT Triplets on WZYE 95.9 FM. And of course, I have to give a few people back their phones because, you know, I just give a few people back their phone. You know what I mean? You know where it does go because for call you.
You get back your phone too, right?
No, I was to get them back their phone. I always had mine. I know like Eugene Julian and Ellis, you know, who does get a phone taken away and give them back to them. You know what I mean? I always have my phone. Look at it right there. I always have it. You know what I mean? So some people, no, Ellis, not Ellis and Eugene, you know. I talk about other people who you know, they lose their phone and I tell them four call you. Four people call them. Oh God, you know. But Tommy,
yeah, bro.
We have had a we have had. Let me read this for you, right? This is a letter dated October the 18th that was sent to Mr. Egon Embrach, attorney at law, Lighthouse Chambers. Letter dated October the 14th. I'm going to read the letter. Dear Mr. Embrach, I am writing to acknowledge receipt of your letter dated October 14, 2022, which was received by the Election Supervisory Committee on Monday, the 17th of October, 2022. Considering the extensive list of issues to consider, we sincerely appreciate your time and promptness in preparing and sending us your concerns. The Election Supervisory Committee, that is the committee of the PNM, supports the principles of transparency and fairness. And as the chairman of the Election Supervisory Committee, it is my responsibility to consult with the legal team before providing you with a response. In an attempt to remain effective, we will be sure to reach out to you no later than Tuesday, the 25th of October, 2022. Considering the aforementioned deadline for a response from the Election Supervisory Committee, this should be sufficient time for the legal team to examine all issues raised thoroughly as we aim to provide a comprehensive examination and response to your issues raised. We thank you very kindly, sincerely, Mr. Anthony Roberts, Chairman of the Election Supervisory Committee of the PNM. So the letter, people calling it a pre-action protocol letter that was sent to the PNM by
Karen's lawyer.
By Karen's lawyer, got a response on the 18th, and they asked for until the 25th of October to respond to the letter. And so all eyes are waiting now for a response to the letter. The letter is a very long letter. So I don't think I want to read the letter, but let me see if I could read some things from the letter. Hold on a minute. I think I have the letter here somewhere. Hold on.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, we can read some of the things that were sent in the letter to the, here it goes. All right. No, that's not it. And I think, Tommy?
Yes.
Here it go. When you are asking for accountability and transparency, right? I don't see a problem with that. Right? So here are some of the questions that were asked, right? What is the justification for the 9-day anomaly Saturday, November the 26th, Sunday, November the 27th, and Sunday, December the 4th, in effect, November the 26th to December the 4th? They're asking about the election. At the end of the day of voting, what will be happening with the ballot boxes? How will they be handled? Will the ballot boxes be transported from location to another for safekeeping? If so, by whom? What details will be used to transport the ballot boxes? Police detail or personal detail? Are the ballot boxes to be returned the next day to the polling station? What is the procedure? What safe, secure, and fair procedures, policies, and protocols are in place for the return of the ballot boxes to the polling station to ensure fair elections and to significantly minimize, if not eliminate, any risk, possibility, and probability of tampering? After voting is completed on December the 4th, 2022, what is the procedure for treating with the ballot boxes? Where will the ballot boxes be? What safe, secure, and fair procedures, policies, and protocols are in place for the safekeeping of the ballot boxes and for counting and tabulating the ballots therein to ensure fair elections and to significantly minimize, if not eliminate, any risk, possibility, probability, and reasonably alleviate any fear or concerns of tampering with the voters' cast, right? As you may appreciate, this aberration or anomalous and questionable exercise, which as my client depicted in her initial letter to you, as an extra layer of unnecessary complexity and leaves opportunity for the integrity of the electoral process to be compromised and for ill-mentioned persons to tamper with the boxes during what amounts to a 9-day hiatus, right? And then it goes on, lack of proper and timely communication on electoral requirements. Right? So I'm getting a little feedback, Tommy. And there are many other things in this letter, right? For example, it says preliminary membership list delayed and or denied and can be unfairly settled. Formal requests for the preliminary membership list. To date, despite my client's repeated requests and diligent efforts to obtain the preliminary membership list for the upcoming internal election, she has not received the same. This is so even though said list should have been in circulation since September the 10th, 2022. The public was informed by the PNM chairman, Mr. Carl Imbert, via a press conference at the Queen's Hall, St. Anne's Grounds, mid-August, that the deadline for new applications will be August 4, 2022. The preliminary membership list will be circulated on September the 10th, 2022. Nomination day for all posts will be on October 10, 2022. The updated membership list should be finalized on October the 23rd, 2022. And poll cards will be mailed to members by October the 24th, 2022. The cumulative effect of all the highlighted shortcomings or defaults in duty to act fairly and in good faith, right? As my client pellucidly puts, this final settling of the list, particularly regarding new registrant, unnecessarily facilitates a form of cherry picking, which can only lead to speculations as to the very integrity of this important aspect of the process, right? And it goes on and on and on and on and on. And I have to report to you, ladies and gentlemen, that today the list was given. They finally got a list today, and still more problems. Tommy, let me ask you a question, Tommy. Oh, here we go. Hold on. All right. I'll just get something here in my inbox. Hold on. Okay, all right. Good. Let me just respond to this here, Tommy. Now, Tommy.
Yes.
Let me ask a question, Tommy.
Go ahead.
If you given me a list of voters in the PNM,
yeah,
what do you think is the information that's going to be on that list? What do you think?
If I'm giving you a list of voters, what's the
All
information?
Yes. Well, what do you think is very important for you to get from that list?
The amount of the number of voters that are eligible to be voting.
Right. All right. What other information you think each one of those voters, what other information from each one of those voters you believe should be on that list? For example, the name of the voter.
Oh, yes. Yeah. Name and address.
Name and address. Would you say a telephone number?
Not necessarily.
Okay. Would you say an email address?
Possibly.
Okay. Of course, they're going to have, your PNM party card number, right? That's going to be
right. That's right. Registration number.
Right. And I think those are the type of, you don't need to have the age or anything like that because that doesn't matter, right? Now, Tommy, here's the question, right? Let's say I'm an opposing candidate, right? And you give me a list of all the voters. How do I know if the incumbent, so to speak, or the candidate of the current political leader are getting the same information that everybody else is getting? And they're not getting a list with name, first name, last name, address, email address, and phone numbers. How do we know that?
There's no way to know that.
Right. So to me, Tommy, from the get-go, whatever information on that list should be first name, last name, address, email, and phone numbers. Because it's an internal election. And my question to you, Tommy, you would know better than this, or people in the chat. When you go to when you are a candidate in the general election, right? Does the EBC give you the membership of all people voting members in your constituency with email address, first name, last name, phone numbers?
I don't think that happens. You think so?
You don't think they give you the names?
As a candidate?
Yeah. Well, let me ask the question. People in the chat should know. Oh, you know what? Who can I call to ask that question, boy? Who can I call? Who was a candidate previously? Who can we call to ask that question, people? In the chat.
Edward,
Who? Philip Edward Alexander?
Maybe he would know. Also, I'm thinking.
Okay. Well, if we call Fitzgerald and them don't answer their phone, so
we have to call somebody who's not in power.
who's not in power?
Somebody who's not empowered at this time.
All right, let me take a chance here. Hold up. Yeah, I'm going through my phone here to see who. Let me see. Oh boy. I'm going through my phone. Errol Fabian?
Yeah, he's been in an accident. Is he home yet?
Yeah, I don't know. Let me call this guy here. David Naked. He picks up his phone. Oh, you know what? I gotta plug in this phone, man. Hello, Senator Naked. Welcome to WZYE 95.9 FM. You are live on air. How are you doing, sir?
I'm fine, thank you.
No, we only want 2 minutes at a time. That's it. You know, we were trying to get a question answered, Senator Naked. Senator Naked, when you are going up for a candidate in a general election, do you get a list from the EBC of all the voters in your constituency?
Normally we do, yes.
Oh, okay. So you see, Tommy, does that list include just name and address, or name and address, email address, and phone numbers?
No, I don't think it includes all of that information. I think you have the names, some of them. Well, a lot of it, to be honest, if you be talking clearly. And sometimes the information is very incomplete. But normally they should have enough information with the names and the addresses.
Oh, okay. So name and addresses is good enough. Right. So name and addresses is good enough.
And sometimes phone number, yes.
And sometimes, so some will have and some may not have.
Yeah, exactly, yes.
Okay, all right. Senator Naked, how are you doing otherwise?
I'm fine. So with whom am I speaking by?
This is WZYE 95.9 FM in the diaspora. This is the program that called you. You know, we are currently
my voice from up in
yeah. When we call you, we want to say whatever we call it, just pick up the phone, eh? Yeah, it's one of the few fellas that pick up the phone, you know what I mean? So yeah.
So why wouldn't I?
Well, we just call people in Trinidad.
Somebody.
Go ahead.
Sorry?
No, we just call people.
I'm always thinking maybe it's somebody who needs help.
Oh, all right. No, but we just call MPs in Trinidad and don't pick up their phone, you know.
Okay.
So
I would know why.
So I'm going through my phone here and I'm saying, let me see what I could call. I said, let me call Senator Naked, because every time we call him, he pick up your phone, and you pick up your phone, eh? So I want you to continue. Yeah. I want you to continue picking up your phone, eh? And listen to this.
Well,
even though anything change in Trinidad and Tobago, don't stop picking up your phone, eh?
Well, I don't think I'm somebody who changes easily. I think the whole of Trinidad and Tobago knows that.
Yeah.
So I'll keep answering my phone, thinking maybe it's somebody who needs help.
Oh, all right. So anything you want to say to the diaspora, you're free to say. Go ahead.
Well, this is what I would like to say. Trinidad and Tobago is not in a good place right now. I think we know that. I mean, people will try to spin it however they want. This is not about really PNM or UNC. This is about the reality on the ground. People are very food insecure. I'm talking about most of the people that on the ground. People are not sure about their futures in terms of job stability, in terms of job creation, and in terms of educational opportunities for their children. And that's just a fact. I mean, we're seeing increasing violence in schools and in society, and a rising degree of incivility. So I think it would be very, I would say, prudent and be very intelligent of our diaspora, our people out there, to lend their voice as well. To lend their voice, and it's not about party. I mean, I cannot imagine that people can see this and see and realize the situation that is happening in Trinidad and Tobago right now, regardless of whatever party they support, and not speak the truth. That is it. That is all I'm concerned about. Not speak the truth. Not speak what is really happening on the ground.
So, Senator Naka, before you go, right, you mentioned something in Parliament about the Prime Minister. You want to say anything about that outside of the Parliament?
Other than he's a complete idiot. What I meant, I've said several things about
He's the
him.
Prime Minister, Senator Naka. Nobody. One way where he's under investigation, and you were called to be a witness.
All right. So, well, let me address what you first said. He's the Prime Minister.
Yeah.
I mean, we've seen Boris Johnson, and we've made comments about him. I am sure we have. I mean, what a buffoon he was, and so we have. We've seen Donald Trump. You cannot tell me that our people has seen this man called Donald Trump, and we haven't said the most applicable, the most appropriate things about him, because that's who he is. Donald Trump is a buffoon. He's a liar. He's a racist. You cannot tell me, those of you who I'm speaking with now, including yourself and your listeners, they haven't voiced those opinions about Donald Trump. Why should we be any different with our Prime Minister, even if he's our Prime Minister? If he has proven himself to be a liar, if he has proven himself to be a hindrance to the progress of the country, if he has done things in government that I have termed criminal, which is misbehaving in public office, which he has committed, I've said those things not under parliamentary privilege, my friend. I have said those things on my Facebook page. I've said those things in public, because I know truth is a defense. Prime Minister Rowley, well, maybe to satisfy your viewers, the Honorable Prime Minister Keith Rowley has misbehaved in public office. And not only that, he has proved himself to be a liar several times over. And he has brought our economy to a decimated place. And I think it's something that we need to speak that truth to power whenever we can.
Well, Senator Nakin, if it's one thing, people can't say we don't try to call all different people, because here we have a village, right, Senator Nakin, and we don't discriminate against whether it's a PNM, whether it's a UNC, whether it's a ILP, or whether it's a PDP. We want to hear opinions from everybody. That's how we just run it in the village here. We're not like other programs in Trinidad that are pro and anti, right? I love it. We want to hear all opinions, every opinion, right? And you're entitled to your opinion. And just like we have supporters in here, they're from UNC, they're from PNM, they're from PDP, they're from ILP. Some of them from DLP. No, DLP was a long time ago.
No, I think so was ILP. I think DDP.
Oh yeah. So. ILP and DLP was long time.
I think ILP and DLP.
Yeah, and COP. We could put COP in there too.
I think also you can put them in our bracket.
So, Senator Dakin, it's always a pleasure, man, to pick up the phone and talk to us. We appreciate it. Any little closing words before you go?
I wish all our people, wherever they may be, in any part of the world, all the safety, all the love, and love in the house all the time.
All the time, Senator Naki. Thank you so much, man.
Thank
You're
you,
welcome.
sir.
Take care.
Yeah, man.
Take
Bless. You see, folks, so we learn something. You see what it is? We pick up the phone, we just right, Tommy? We pick up
That's
the
right.
phone and we just
Whole call.
call and there is and you know, boy, Tommy, we you know, and let us pick up the phone too, you know, boy.
Mm-hmm.
You know what I mean? Let me call Philip Alexander. He haven't picked up the phone at all, you know. Eh? I know what's going on with you, you know. He don't pick up the phone though, boy. Let me call him. Philip Alexander. And we getting back on the PNM internal election just now. Philip. Here we go. Philip Alexander. Is this the one, boy? Nah, I don't think that is the one, you know. Hold up, eh? I think I have one here where I sent him a message and he answered the phone. Philip. No, this is 619. I'm gonna search for him in I'm gonna search for him here. Philip Alexander. Philip Edward Alexander. Look at here. Let me try this one. Is this WhatsApp? Let me see. All right, let me try that one and see. Let me try this one. Phone ringing like it's in a tunnel, boy.
A call has been forwarded to B-Mobile Voice Messaging Center.
All right.
8686.
Send me to voicemail. Right? We go into voicemail. Okay. Oh, you know what? I'm gonna call this guy here. I think he's running. What position he's running for again, boy? Crazy. What position he running for? Let me see. KWASI. Quincy Robinson. Let me see. No. I'm gonna go for him in here. Quincy Robinson. What position he running for again?
He's in the PNM party?
Yeah, he's in the PNM. I think he's running for some position. Oh God! Phone disconnect one time and. All right.
There you have it.
There you have it. All right. So let me say welcome to Ken John and Carice. But Tommy, back
Yes,
to
sir.
the PNM internal election, right? When you want transparency and accountability, all right, and that's all we're trying to get to know. We're not trying to do anything to people think you want to mash up the thing, but you want everything to be transparent and fair, man. That's all. You know, and so some people are very upset with that, and you know, I mean, I don't know sometimes, Tommy boy. I don't know. When you're trying to make things better, people think you're trying to mash up something. You know? I don't know.
We need some attitude adjustments. That's all we need. We need going on. Attitude adjustments, because it's just the wrong attitude.
Yeah.
Wonder why they're wondering why things so down so low, because the attitudes is what's going to determine the altitude.
I mean, it is just unbelievable, right? I want to get this here. I'm gonna get this. I want to play this. I'm gonna send this. I have that. Okay. I wanna get something here so I could play this, because did you see the video by the boss lady?
I saw so many videos. Which one? The one she dancing?
Yeah.
Oh yeah. She's a good dancer, man.
She's brilliant, man. She's the best. She brilliant, and people taking all kind. You know what's funny, eh? I mean, people saying all kind of thing about she dancing and this, that, and oh God, boy, Tommy, boy. You know, it ain't easy, you know. It's not easy, boy. You know, I mean, to me, she's shown a side of her that a lot of people may have never seen in the past. Right?
That's what you have to do. You have to be balanced.
You have to be balanced. And that's what I say, man.
Yeah, you have to be balanced. You can't be all one way.
Yeah. I was happy to see that. Okay, no, that's not what the one I'm looking for. I think I'm looking for it over here. Okay, yeah, I was happy to see that there was a side of her that we have never seen before. You know, and it to me it was totally different. You know, and we need to see sides. We need to see other people, other sides of them. You know, when they are not politicians. You know, because remember when we saw Mia Motley on the stage?
That's right.
Remember that?
Yep.
Right? Everybody was like, "Oh, that was." I mean, I thought that was excellent. That's excellent.
Of course.
You know, it's not that, you know, every time you're going there, you're like, you know,
PNM leadership,
hold
The
on,
Reckoning. I draw on the lyrics of Lauryn
let me
Hill
do
from her
this.
song X Factor to say about this version of the PNM, the rally-based version.
Hold
it
on a
ain't
minute.
working.
I'm gonna get this.
I think it to be healthy that to date we have 3 challengers to Keith Rowley for the leadership of the PNM: former Finance Minister Karen Nunez-Teixeira, Ronald Boynes, and former UNC Senator Junior Barack. There are at least.
Yeah, Tommy.
Wait, a UNC senator is challenging for the PNM leadership?
A former UNC senator. I'm going to play that in a minute. He was a former UNC senator. And you know, Tommy, I listen to him, and we're going to bring him on here. But we're actually trying to do a debate. What I think we would like to do, Tommy, is do a debate with the candidates for different positions in the PNM. I don't know if certain candidates are going to come. You know, hold on. Just a minute.
Right?
Yeah, so let's play that. Let's play that, right? Let's play that one there. Okay, I think we can play it from here too, right? Let me see. Yeah, we can play it from right here too. So here is the boss lady. That's what they call her, the boss lady. Look at this.
Yep.
I thought that just shows a different side of her. That
Very well. Yeah.
was totally excellent. Totally
Great.
excellent. You understand? And here is the one that you was just listening to, Tommy. Here it is.
PNM Leadership, The Reckoning. I draw on the lyrics of Lauryn Hill from her song, X Factor, to say about this version of the PNM, the rally-based version, it ain't working. I think it to be healthy that to date we have 3 challengers to Keith Rowley for the leadership of the PNM, former Finance Minister Karen Nunez Teixeira, Ronald Boynes and former UNC Senator Junior Barack. There are at least 2 other party members who I think are sufficiently talented to contest for the PNM leadership, namely Penny Beckles and Robert LaHunt. Nunez
right.
Teixeira stands out here. She is worthy, quite talented, experienced, and could lead the party going forward. She has prime ministerial gravitas. She has raised some issues about the PNM process of voting that, for the sake of the country, I hope the PNM brass can rectify. Across this country, football teams and all sorts of organizations have transparent elections. There should be neutral third-party observers. We can't have someone driving boxes away on a truck and coming back with them in the morning. Current Prime Minister Rowley will have served 2 terms come the next election, and that is sufficient. Rowley has far less prime ministerial capital now than when he entered the arena, and that cannot be good. His main problem is that he has lacked vision for the country. Leading us in the dark. As if to underscore how dreadful a tenure he has had, on the day when the papers declared that there were now 3 challengers to his leadership, we found out that Director of Public Prosecutions, DPP, Roger Gaspard, SC, decided to discontinue criminal charges against former Attorney General Anand Ramlogan and Attorney Gerald Ramdeen. This to the surprise of Attorney General Reginald Armour. But the Attorney General and the DPP are from the same government. The reason for the discontinuance was the unwillingness of the state's main witness, King's Counsel Vincent Nelson, to testify against the 2. Nelson had already been fined $2.25 million in June of 2021 after pleading guilty to 2 corruption charges, stemming from an alleged conspiracy involving Ramlogan and former UNC Senator Ramdeen. He had been hired by the 2, allegedly to perform legal work. He then agreed to a deal that would see him avoiding further jeopardy if he testified on behalf of the government against Ramlogan and Ramdeen. The government then foolishly allowed him to leave the country. So, he pleads guilty, pays a fine, and heads to Piarco. Like Calder Hart, Rowley has been ineffective as Prime Minister. He did not move the needle on crime. The country is as dangerous as at any time in our history. The U.S. Embassy has perpetual warnings to U.S. citizens as to where not to go. Murders under Rowley have been as follows: 2015, 420, 2016, 462, 2017, 495, 2018, 517, 2019, 536, 2020, 393, 2021, 448. Trinidad and Tobago has a population of 1.4 million people. Murders in England and Wales for the same period were as follows: 2015, 575, 2016 to 711, 2017, 716, 2018, 683, 2019, 714, 2020, 550, 2021, 710. England and Wales have a population 50.6 million people. We have comparable murders here with a country with 25 times our population. We have the most blatantly undemocratic approach to the transition of children from primary to secondary schooling anywhere in the free world. The denominations wanting their cut. All we need are good primary schools and good secondary schools. PNM has not been able to do that. I think that Nyan Gadsby Dolly is first class as a minister, and in different circumstances, could lead education out of the long darkness under a different prime minister. The colonial churches with their heads down as usual, running bad schools. I think the PNM itself as a party needs to come again to the country with a statement of identity, that is, what it stands for, and who constitutes its base. In recent decades, the party has had an identity crisis. Every political party has a base. Bastio Ponde said his base was sugar workers. Ivar Oxel explained in Black Intellectuals Come to Power that the PNM at origin was a black party. In the halcyon days, the PNM convention at Shagwaramas would be the talk of town. The highlight used to be busloads of black women dressed in white. PNM under Rowley turned its back on the base. Base is only for the party to get in. After that, later for black people. But the electoral map provides the base in color. I draw on the lyrics of Lauryn Hill from her song, X Factor, to say about this version of the PNM, the Rowley-based version, it ain't working. So I welcome the challenges to Rowley for leader of the country. Karen Nunez Teixeira is a bright, experienced candidate and can be our prime minister. I hope she wins. We have women with signs at traffic lights, asking for money to feed their children. Youth asking drivers to pretend that their windshield wipers are not working. Where are the real jobs for youth? Where are the good schools for them? Coal pots are not a bad idea, but where is the corn? The PNM needs new blood. A new reckoning.
There you go. That was actually an article by Professor Bartholomew, right? A very learned professor in Trinidad and Tobago. You know, and of course they will call him a UNC, because anytime you write anything about anything factual about any one of the parties, you anti that party. You know, and that's just the way it goes in Trinidad and Tobago. Right? Yeah, Ken John says, yep, the people can get jobs and a better quality of life. People can't afford basic food items, everything going up, and still people working for minimum wage. And they raise gas prices 5 times. God, Ellis boy. Ellis,
Nobody in riot.
Nobody in riot yet, yeah. If I pop that thing, Ellis, I gotta put the disclosure, boy. Rose says Karen is a brave woman. Right? Ellis says, look how good Duke was before the election, okay? I mean, it's politicians, you know. Ellis says, Ken, what part of Karen Young Plus she will be working with a PNM mandate? I don't understand that. Ronnie says, Karen Nunez need to be on all talk show programs. You know, get a voiceover from all quarters. She should be having cottage meeting like 3 to 4 a day. Don't worry, that's coming. That's a good idea, Ronnie, but it's coming. Oh, God. Judy says, Ken John, Rowley and Kamala age together is 145 years right now. They need to go.
What? How old is Karen, you know?
She's in her 60s. She's about 66. Yeah. She's, I think, 3 years older than I am. Yeah. She young, man. She young. She young,
younger
man.
Younger than me.
Yeah. She young. Ellis says she will talk about all the wrong Keith, but do nothing to correct it if she will. Nah, Ellis. I think when you're sitting outside the pavilion in certain situations, or you're sitting on the bench, you know, you can make certain comments. You know what I mean? But when you're in the game, is a different story. You know, right, Tommy? It have fellas, they'll be sitting down on the bench, right? And they'll say, "Put me in, coach. Put me in." You know.
when they reach inside, they freeze.
The coach put you in for 2 minutes and you had to take your back out, right?
Yeah, because
It
instead
has
of better,
some,
you make it worse.
yes, it has some people are better sitting on the bench, right? They motivate other people who are on the field, right? And there's a specific reason why you're sitting on the bench,
True.
right? No, there's a reason why. That's why they have bench players, they have substitute, right? And to me, right? I mean, she's singing from a different hymn book. She's a politician, yes, but she's singing from a different hymn book.
No, Heidi says this, Anselm. He said Karen was the finance minister, but did not know about big business finance. Make that make sense. Is that true?
I don't know what Hailey talking about. Are we gonna be talking about that? And she talking about micro enterprise, and she talking about, micro entrepreneurship, and she talking about not just she talking about entrepreneurship for one set of people. Well, let Hailey explain it now. Go ahead.
He says she did not know about big business. How finance? How he knows that?
I don't know. I don't know. You have to explain that, right? Because now listen to what he's saying, right? And this is part of the problem that we have in Trinidad and Tobago. We don't want to fix certain processes. We want them to keep as is. We want to continue going the dinosaurical lane. And we don't want things to improve. Here is Hailey. Hailey, I watch our video again. Your leader going back to Philip will fix it. I tell you already. Tell the man Pep will fix it. This is what Hailey says. Karen talking about ballot boxes because it doesn't look good for her. If you want transparency and accountability, what looking good for you? You want the election to be free, fair, transparent, and accountable? What's wrong with that? Didn't Donald Trump try all kind of thing in an election in this country, and every time he goes someplace, he lost? Because in this country, where an election is concerned, right, they take that very, very seriously. Why we can't do the same in Trinidad? Why? Why all in a sudden you have an election over 9 days? All in a sudden, you jump up and have an election over 9 days. Why? For 100,000 people, 120,000 people, you have to have an election for 3 days? 3? Eh? You can't hold an election in 1 day for 120,000 people.
Nope.
Tell me, make it make sense now.
Exactly.
So I don't know. Hailey says, so she's trying to get ahead of the beating she gonna get from the liquor to Rowley. Well, what beating? Ellis. Hailey, listen. You see, in politics, you never know, you know. All remember when Donald Trump was running for office? No one, let me say no one, not many people thought Donald Trump would have ever been the president of this country. Tommy, did you think so?
Listen, in the first instance, the very first time, I didn't think he was going to be president.
Absolutely. Very first time. And the second time, all of us were praying that he don't get reelected.
Well, we knew we weren't voting for him.
Right? Yeah. So boss, you know, we know that an election is a zero-sum game. A zero-sum game is one person have to win and one person have to lose. Right? But you never know. You never know. That's why it has to be transparency and accountability in the election. Once the ballot boxes, when people have finished voting, the ballot boxes should be with an independent individual, independent company, police, whoever it is. So why don't we want that? Why don't we want that? What's wrong with that? What's wrong with that, Tommy? What's wrong with wanting that? Why are you upset if somebody says to you, all right, you have voted, the voting is finished, let's have an independent organization take the ballot boxes, right? And when time come back for you to count the ballot boxes, have them bring it back, and we count it there, and everybody stand right there and they look and see. What's wrong with that? Or if you think that may not be, get electronic ballot boxes or ballots. Get electronic. Do it electronically like how we do it here in New Jersey.
True.
Right? So once you put in your vote, it's counted right there and then. Nobody can go and rig nothing. Well, I mean, they could try. Nobody can go and try to change nothing. It's already inside. You understand? And then, watch it. When the EBC election comes up, everybody will say the EBC is the PNM. And they have never had a case in Trinidad and Tobago of the EBC ever rigging any election. And all we want is transparency and accountability. And the EBC is very transparent and accountable in any election. And that's all people are asking for. I don't see no problem with that at all. None. None. You know? Anyway, so Vonnie Roberts highly says, and someone told me, you all make no sense. I don't know if because all you're old or what. You vote for an old white man instead of an old white man. Make that make sense now. Oh gosh, man.
Oh God, Heidi, you're a mess.
Ali's a mess. He's a mess, Heidi. A big mess. He's a mess. Well, listen. If they give me back Barack Obama, we go vote for him. Yeah, we go vote for him. Baby, Biden and they gave Trump. What you gonna do? You could sit on the sidelines and don't vote. You have that choice. So come on, Hailey, man. Oh God, Hailey, man. But I thought Hailey say in Canada, he ain't game. Who's it? Trudeau in Canada.
Yeah,
the whole family and them continue voting for the family.
Right.
It's from one family member to the next, to the next, to the next. Like them own that party. Like how Watson Duke just say you own PDP. Like them own that party. Them alone have shares in that party to be the leader of that party.
Yeah, you gotta get a good laugh over this. Heinz, Vonnie Roberts says Heinz for PM.
For what?
Heinz for PM. LOL. Haha. It can be worse.
For which PM way?
But hear what Rose say. No money Heinz for the Olympics.
That's that. Oh, Rose, go to the end of the class, Rose.
Rose is a boss.
Go to the end of the class. For the Olympics, and he running the 5-meter dash. A special race for him with water. Oh no, the 5-meter splash, not the 5-meter dash.
Heidi said Trump old and Biden older. All you call that a
funny. What do you mean? Yeah? Of course. That is a win. So Vonnie Roberts, Hailey, Rose, Nadia, Judy, Ken John, Eugene Julian, Ellis. Look, Ellis have a comment here. Wait for it, Wall Street. Wait for it, Wall Street. Wait. When you guys wanted Gigi to leave, I said it. It's murder after murder. God sent Gigi and you guys run him. We run Gigi. We run Gigi.
What the heck?
Gigi run himself. Nobody run Gigi. Wait, you know, Ellis. How we run Gigi, Tommy?
I don't know. I guess we run things from up here.
I don't know why. Gigi run himself. And
Look,
Gigi actually took himself out of the race for commissioner of police.
The powers we really didn't know. We think we didn't have, we do have.
Yeah, the powers you don't have is the powers that you do have. Ellis, thanks for them powers, boy.
Wow.
I say
Biden falling asleep.
Like
he had job C.
Rose says
she's too tired to comment tonight.
Yeah. Where you tired from, Rose?
Fishing.
She went to Bago the other day, you know?
She was fishing.
She was fishing today?
in Tobago.
Oh, yeah, okay. Well, I wonder if she get any carrot and cavalli, boy.
Hmm.
You remember the type of fish, Tommy? How them know that it's carrot and don't know it's cavalli?
You don't know what the difference between carrot and cavalli? Answer, you ever been fishing?
No, but I see fish I used to buy in the market.
You don't know the difference?
No, I don't know the difference.
Oh my goodness.
What's the difference?
Cavalli has scale, carrot on a scale, or at least not visible scales.
Okay, all right.
Carrot is a mackerel. Cavalli is not a mackerel.
Okay, no, I really didn't know. We used to get fish once in a while, but I know when I go to the market and my mother send me, used to be carrot or cavalli.
You ever been fishing?
No, I never been fishing.
Mm-hmm.
Look, Rose says she get cavalli in Charlottesville.
Mm-hmm.
And she tired from gardening. Oh, I don't know what kind of gardening Rose was doing, but
she planting the crops.
I wonder if she had a shovel in she hand or a pickaxe.
Oh Lord, that's low.
I just ask Rose, did you have a pickaxe or a shovel? Oh God.
Farmer Rose.
What? You see, look, Rose. Rose said she had a hoe in she hand.
You see what I say about mackerel?
Yeah.
It's too much.
Eileen's too much in truth, but Rose had a hoe in she hand. Oh God. All they're real good in truth, boy. I'm telling you, So let's say welcome back to Ellis. Ellis, thank you for coming back finally. I know we work behind the scenes to help you out, to assist you, but we're not gonna tell what was the secret. Let me say welcome back also to Eugene Julian and my partner from Tobago. Eugene Julian is at Tobago, and I ain't gonna tell you what party he support either, because I don't want to tell you business out on WZYE 95.9 FM. And let me say a special hello to Mrs. Julian. We are thankful that you have given back, your husband the use of his digital phone. And let me say a special slim out. And Tommy, I think what we're gonna do for each one of these shows now, we're gonna send you could make up what you want. I would like to send a slim out to certain people. There's a slim out, right? To certain people.
Okay.
They call me Slim. I don't like to send shout outs, because in shout outs, we originate, we don't imitate. So you know what? We go start that next time. Tommy, we go pick somebody, right? And we go send them a WZYE out. We go make it like that.
Okay.
We go pick somebody. We could pick somebody from the chat and send a special WZYE out to them, and maybe do something special for them. Hey, Vonnie, we need to talk again. We need to talk about what we discussed previously. And we need to get that on.
Bro.
Oh, yeah. All right. It's in the village with the DAT Triplets on WZYE 95.9 FM. Stick and stay. We're going to go for a short break and we'll be right back.
You're listening to WZYE 95.9 FM. You are listening to WZYE 95.9 FM, the most influential name in Caribbean radio in the tri-state area. Broadcasting from East Orange, New Jersey, the most influential name in Caribbean radio. WZYE 95.9 FM.
Table one is all for us. Handjack. I get caught up in the USA. Want to come back home, but I had to stay in the USA. In the USA. But COVID-19 hit the world real hard, and I am all suffering bad in the USA. Which part? In the USA. All you know, yes, how hard the times is. So to make some cash, I decide to throw some all boys' glasses. Well, I am not in shock when I see the amount of people sign up. Even them big bourgeois and celebrities coming to learn all fours from me. I start going through the rules and taking me time to make sure none of my students get left behind. It's all fours, boy, you're teaching all fours. How to shuffle and how to cut the path. I taking me time going through that. It's all fours, boy, you're teaching all fours. How much cards you dealing each player? I explain that to a T. But as I get down to explaining Trump, I was shocked, boy, with what I see. Boy, no matter how I explain the thing, it's only Trump card them people throw in. They are holding Trump. They want no Trump. No matter how I try to explain, Trump is the most powerful card in the game. They want no Trump. They are holding Trump. Snoop Dogg and all, he was in my class. He said, boy, look up in the ras. Shizzle and nistle, this Snoop Dogg ball. Boy, don't give me no Trump at all. They want no Trump. Boy, they don't want no Trump. Marker, hurry check on table 4. Jump on table 2. It's all fours. Boy, my class back out every day. All fours people want to learn to play in the USA. Which part? In the USA. From the time I wake up in the morning till on all fours people line up waiting in the USA. In the USA. So I call my partner Lingo one time to set up the thing so I could start teaching online. I never did know people would fall in love with this game, so never thought in my wildest dreams all fours would take over the US scenes. I keep going through the rules and taking my time to make sure nobody I get left behind. It's all fours, boy, I'm teaching all fours. What is high, what is low, I explain that. The points you get from kicking loose S or chat is all fours. Boy, you're teaching all fours. All of these signs and them, I've gone through that Twitter tea. But as I've gone back to explaining Trump, I end up in difficulty. I say Trump is the card that control the game. And if you had Trump, you could do the same. They're holding Trump. They want no Trump. I say the more Trump card you have, the better. Well, I had to be the worst teacher. They want no Trump. They are holding Trump. Barack Obama sat down to play. Watch me dead in my face and say, if you don't miss storm Capitol Hill wall, boy, don't give me no Trump at all. They don't want no Trump. They don't want no Trump. Boy, marker. I am on this table here. Mark me up. The news of my class spreading state to state for a taste of all fours people can't wait. In the USA, which part? In the USA. Poker is now a thing of the past. Interest in blackjack, it's fading fast. In the USA. In the USA. Well, I make sure that everybody know all fours is a game from Trinidad and Tobago. Land of steel pan and calypso, chutney, soca, parang and limbo, where the people this party had, and they really love to play the card. I keep going over the rules, taking my time, so that nobody I get left behind. It's all fours, boy, you're teaching all fours. If a man had no Trump, I explain that. You could leave him with none, or you could run the pack. It's all fours, boy, you're teaching all fours. How you just win gamble, I explain that to a T. But this Trump is headache for everybody. I explain how you just hang a jack, not water. You had to have Trump to do that. But they are holding Trump. They ain't want no Trump. Why no matter what can a man call, they throw in Trump on push and all. They want no Trump. They holding Trump. Nancy Pelosi messaged me, but I was surprised to see. She said this is a game for one and all, but we ain't playing with no Trump at all. Boy, they ain't want no Trump. They ain't want no Trump.
And of course, that was the sentiment of many, many people. They ain't want no Trump at all, even though they're playing old folks. They don't want no Trump. They want no Trump, Tommy. Tommy, you hear that one before, right?
Oh, yeah. We didn't get any Trump either.
Yeah, we ain't get no Trump either. We didn't want no Trump, and we ain't get no Trump anyway. You know what I mean? Absolutely, absolutely. You know what I mean?
I see we see the storm tonight.
No, yes, she had important things to do. You know what I mean?
Right, I know.
And you know it does go sometime. But to me, how long we fought diligently, what we gonna say? You know what I mean? It's always good.
Thank you for giving me the opportunity.
Yeah, man. Yeah, man. Yeah, man. Yeah, man. That's what it is, you know. So easily, people, easily. My closing quote for the night is: find out just what any people will quietly submit to, and you have the exact measure of the injustice and wrong which will be imposed upon them. Let me repeat that. Find out just what any people will quietly submit to, and you have the exact measure of the injustice and wrong which will be imposed on them. From where I sit, this is it. The clock on the wall said that's all I like to say, but I've got to go. Yeah. Remember, for every 60 seconds of anger, you lose 1 minute of happiness. See you guys. Go ahead, Tommy.
This one's by Lou Holtz. It's not the load that breaks you down. It's how you carry it. And also one by Gloria Steinman. The art of life is not controlling what happens to us, but using it is what happens to us. A pleasant night to each and everyone. I appreciate you spending the time with me and giving me an opportunity to come into your homes and your hearts, if I did. Looking forward to a new session on today's what, Thursday, on Saturday.
Yeah.
Wow, the week is done.
Yep.
So be safe. Mind your business so that you don't get into any trouble out there. And we hope to see you on Saturday. Love to each and everyone.
Yeah, Tommy boy, I'm gonna be a busy weekend for me, but I had to correct papers, but I had to correct about 12 papers. 12 papers. And each one of those 68 students. And each one of those papers have about 10 different chapters that I had to correct.
Wow.
So,
wow.
So I ain't complaining, but I will be very busy this weekend. You know what I mean?
Hey, paying the bill.
Yeah, I had to start tomorrow because I promised the students I'll have the thing back to them by Tuesday. Come in here. So Ken John says, "Oh no, that was." Ken John says, "Blessings, be safe, everyone. Good night, Nadia Munger. Love you, love Nadia Munger. Love you, all of you." Rose says, "Bless and safe. Good night, Nadia. All of these one family." Who sing that?
Nello.
Okay, all right, I'll go get that. Albert Montano says, "Good night, Anselm, Tommy, till next time." Rennie Mohammed says, "We are all one people under the same sun. Peace, love to everyone." Heidi says, "All you get worse than Donald Trump. Dropsy Joe."
Oh, shucks. Heidi love.
No, I like Heidi, consistent in his behavior. I just
Nadia,
said, anyway.
Nadia says, "Anyway, blessed night, everyone. Stay safe. It's a pleasure being in the village. It was nice being with you guys. I just really enjoy you guys, Anselm and Tommy. Keep up the good work." Thank you, Nadia. And you just stay listening to us. We got nothing but love for you, baby.
Okay. Hailey says, togetherness is a one love, and one love stands firm. One love over everything. Eh, but Hailey, that make real sense, boy. What by Ken John says, always remember PNM and UNC politicians, money secure and sure all their billions. Okay. Eugene says, and you will get your phone back Saturday night. Oh, I go get what? Watch. Eugene Julian, let me show you something. Eh? You see this here? Watch. You see? I have my phone, eh? All right, I have my phone.
Vanny Roberts say, yeah. Vanny Roberts say, Anselm and Tommy, keep up the good work. Thank you, Vanny.
Yeah. I'd give Vanny a call.
He says, my closing comments to all. What's that? To all
the fine folks
locked on. Please be careful, for we are living in desperate times. Spend wisely and assist the less fortunate. Thank you, Vanny.
Yeah. That is for real.
Thank you, Vanny.
Yeah, I think that is it there. Yeah, let me find that thing there. Yeah, all of these one family. Yeah. So of course, folks, it's always a pleasure. Oh, you know, I was supposed to play a song there, you know. I'll go play it next time.
Alrighty.
Nelson One family. Okay.
As a small business owner, you're the boss, right?
Karen is the boss.
Yeah, Karen is the boss. Don't try to take Karen title. Karen is the boss, man. Yeah. Boss lady.
Yep.
So folks, going out with all of these one family by Nelson.
The preacher man and who call him Jumbe. All who is background black man. Don't mind his mansion and you live in Shanty. His mother from Rockport, his father from Camden. And since